Morning, fellow zombies. Are we alive yet? Are we awake yet? I sure as hell ain't. It's 1:17 in the morning, Wednesday, the 24th of April, 2024. Zombie Weaver Agency of Roseman, California. Okay. Okay, so apparently, the United States Congress had decided, actually, the Senate had passed the TikTok ban bill. In a way, to tell the TikTok owners that you're going to be doing business with the United States, you're not going to have any Chinese investment. Switch it over to a U.S. investment company to take over your U.S. side of business, or else. A lot of people are using TikTok. I tried, couldn't get into it. Short videos like that, cobbled together, probably was a hell of a lot of editing. Probably could come up with some long ass TikTok videos. But this is a way, according to the United States government, of saying that we don't want any Chinese investment because then we don't want you guys to interfering in any way, shape, or form with us. We don't want any espionage. We don't want anybody to poke and prod into our own beings. We don't want any metadata. We don't want anything of you guys interfering with us in any way, shape, or form. We like the product. We want to use the product, but the problem is we can't use the product because you guys are connected to the Chinese government. That's what they're saying. And they're in legalized form. And if they don't get their way of satisfaction at this point of having TikTok shifted over to uh, another entity who will take it over operations for the U.S., they're going to say, okay, that's it. All you TikTok users out there, well, you just lost your platform. As I understand it, that's like saying if Zuckerberg and his Facebook ilk, or Google and them, who do the YouTube, I think it was Bezos that does the Amazon. I don't know who the hell does Google. I don't know who the big honcho on that one is. But it's like if the head honchos had said that if they actually had Chinese influence, I'm saying it hypothetically here, okay? If Zuckerberg actually had Chinese influence of Facebook, let's say if somebody owned his property or using his property, and they're using Facebook to collect all the data on people left and right, maybe in a way of interference or some way of telling people that we got something over you guys, so you guys better cooperate with us, the foreign government. Otherwise, come on, man, I'm still waking up here. Let's just say if Zuckerberg wasn't in charge of Facebook. Let's say if there was a Chinese or Russian or North Korean or something like that. Something of an enemy of the United States who produced a product with a pop-up character of sorts of saying, yes, well, I am a false French representative here who's running this operation, but actually there's somebody else of a foreign bound who's owning this property. Are collecting all the information we can off of you guys. It's bad enough Facebook in reality does that. It's bad enough Facebook does that to ourselves. They've been doing that to us. And for a long while, Facebook made it into its own little world for people to deal with and live with, and everything else. Past decade, Zuckerberg's been doing changes that people don't like in Facebook. But I'm saying, what if he wasn't in charge, or he didn't own it originally, and it would be a foreign body outside the United States in charge of the damn thing, but we have um, a front showing that they are running it for the foreign bound place that's sucking us dry out of information, and try to do social engineering on us. Basically, trying to show us things to take us off one way or another, or trying to maneuver our thoughts and our feelings and our behaviors in another way. So what they're afraid of the TikTok doing is because of the connection to the Chinese government. They don't want anything to interfere with us in any capacity. People have been so enamored with TikTok over the years, including the youth, that they can run with it, they can do businesses with it, they can do whatever they want with it. They find it a lot more pleasurable to doing that instead of doing YouTube and also Facebook or any other kind of social media mountain out there. So, but we're saying we don't want the foreign interference into us at all. We don't want your social engineering. We don't want your electronic spying. We don't want any of that. You're going to switch over to a U.S. based company or owner. Otherwise, you don't get to do business with the United States at all. And everybody else in the program gets to be put off. That's what it's saying. That's what they're producing out there. That's what's being shown to us right now. Gotta get these damn glasses of mine fixed. It's not the I was losing train of thought at this point over here. TikTok, like Instagram, are one of those places that actually show things happening around them besides the social media. They could also show instant media of things happening or any other little aspect of our lives. We don't like having our electronic media changing us in any way, shape, or form, but the problem is it's changing us a lot more than that. One could say that I also am addicted to the thing as well because I do a channel, my own. Small followers, don't know why, but they do. They watch. They want to see what's going on in the world. They want to see how fellow grievers are doing, how they're surviving, how they're coping and living through life, and how I'm observing things left and right that are going to be affecting me one way or another. Maybe sometime in the past I had asked for followers and likes. These days I don't know, not quite sure if I want to get that greedy or not. Being forced into it by an electronic company. It says, in order to be a part of our community, you must grow your business. You must grow, which means you need to get more people on your channel to be a remaining part of this channel. Because you can't be part of us unless you start growing, which means you need to have more and more followers. Like I've seen everybody else go through that one. You must hit the like. You must hit the comments. You must spread the word. You must share. You must. Otherwise, my channel will die. And the thing is, Sometimes I don't care. It's like forcing yourself to be a millionaire or a million likes. Take a decade to get to that point. I am where I am right now. I'm talking about my stuff. I'm talking about things that are important to me. TikTok is going to be affecting every one of us. To speak, it's a big thing. People use it for businesses. People use it for personal, but it does affect us one way or another. It's like what would happen if YouTube itself, that I depend upon for my own damn channel, for my own therapy, and I have been using my channel for my therapy, venting, exploring, griping, grumbling. Are they celebrating? That's something to get a message out to people left and right. What happens if my access to it's already cut off because of a government system telling me that if YouTube was government owned by something outside of our own U.S. government system here, who may be an enemy of the state, our country, our way of life, an enemy to us, and then suddenly I gotta say, okay, that's it, they're gone, I'm kicked off. Then what? Why? Because our government system said no. Of course, naturally, people are going to be screaming and yelling about freedom of speech, and then I got to come up with something legally, even though I'm not a lawyer of any sort. But I'm trying to understand freedom of speech is, everyone else's, constitutional duty to understand what the Constitution, how the U.S. Constitution applies towards the U.S. citizens and how they're viewing things. I mean, I'm born a U.S. brat. I'm born as a U.S. Constitution brat. And the First Amendment I can dig more than any other amendment out there because it affects communications. My form of communication to myself, to the posterity, to check it up on me left and right, see if my sanity is going to be lasting long enough without me going insane. I depend upon the kindness of strangers. I depend upon terms and conditions. I depend upon a private organization, publicly traded at this point over here, not government owned, but privately owned, corporate owned actually, of getting my thoughts, my feelings, my own therapy out there, of trying to keep me sane because of the things I've gone through over the past God knows how long of my life. I'm trying to do some moral searching, trying to do some things that I need to keep me sane one way or another. My channel is the Diary of a Griever named John Weaver. And I throw in the little last thing saying, it's me. Me. That kind of thing. But I'm saying, what if I am permitted no longer to do that? Not by breaking the terms and conditions, but because of a system, a CISL. People are going to be looking the same way concerning about their TikTok accounts at this point. It's like, how dare the United States government say that? Yeah, well, then I got to ask all you people out there who use TikTok, where the hell were you? We hear so much all the damn political crap concerning about one orange gas bag trying to keep his job and trying to keep all the attention he can, that I don't hear the protesters except for something about the Israel versus Hamas versus Gaza Strip, apparently. The Middle East going crazy at this point over here. Ukraine losing traction left and right in the press at this point against Putin and his assholes. The Senate playing hate games with everybody else left and right. I mean, there's a lot of things that clamoring for our attention. You got protests happening on college campuses that are shutting it down because of camping happening. Either you're pro-Palestinian, pro-Israeli, or you're pro-peace. If you're pro-peace, it means you're against the war, right? Okay, you're against the war that Palestine, Hamas, you're against something. either pro or against or whatever you are. You're trying to demonstrate that. You use platforms to get your word out, but you're going to be prevented a word because of this. They're trying to protect our country, they say. Well, maybe. Slippery slopes we have. I don't like it when the First Amendment gets rocked. But then again, I have to keep looking at the things that we use in order to have our First Amendment rights. We use private entities. We don't have any public platforms out there to use. If there was platforms, it would be subject to also the laws, the rules and regulations of state, local, and federal. But we use private companies to get our word out. We have to depend upon the rules and regulations to a point where if we happen to break that, we're screwed. And a lot of people I'm coming across online are bellyaching about it. They're scrambling for more and more live bodies. They want more donations. They want more and more and more from us. I won't be surprised if YouTube's going to start forcing me to say that I want things out of you, Mr. Weaver. I want you to get those likes. I want you to get those subscribers. I want you to be an advertiser. I want you to do this. Well, is it in the terms and conditions? I really must be screwing that one up because I've been out there for a few years bawling off my head, talking about my own life, trying to keep myself sane, and now I've got to deal with this. I think it's incoherent this morning. Yeah, well, I haven't had my coffee, and I'm doing this around 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm not even live yet. I know other YouTubers out there are doing things concerning about personal, and they're also doing about government, politics, and God knows what else they're doing it. And for me, I'm reacting to it. I'm reacting to it. I knew this thing was coming. TikTok ban. As soon as they started proposing it, but as soon as the government started, U.S. government started talking about the damn thing, and they don't want Chinese interference. They don't want foreign government interference into us in any way, shape, or form. Because they want us to be pure about it. The problem is, we've already been affected a long time ago. Already had been. History keeps showing us that. One way or another. So how is this TikTok going to affect everybody? We're basically forcing an entity, a company, to either play ball or else shut down. Because your ownership is foreign bound, because your ownership is from a country that is a nemesis of one way or another to the United States, you're connected to it. We want to sever that connection. And if you won't, we'll shut you down. Which means people are going to start screaming about the First Amendment rights. How dare you do this to us? I hate to say this, but sometimes I'm agreeing on that one. But they want to protect us from any foreign interference with our own lives. I hate to say it, but we already got it. So as soon as the President of the United States signs it, we're basically telling China to back off. We're telling the Chinese government, you got to switch your connections off with us. We want the United States or another ally to us to have connections with us, of ownership of the company, if you're going to be dealing with the United States. Otherwise, we're just going to say it to you. But we're also saying to everybody else in the United States, they're using this damn thing. Sometimes I think our rights are getting trampled left and right, but then again, we have to re-examine and reevaluate them. I don't think these people understand what we're doing, why we're doing it, and do we actually care? Problem is, we do care. That's why we're doing this. We want to keep showing people that we know what we're doing. We don't want anybody else to drive us crazy with this stuff. Problem is, we're driving crazy with this stuff. So now what do? We deal. Okay, it's enough of me ranting and bathering and blathering this morning here. I'm not even live yet. Back to bed. I had my little power generator screaming and yelling its head off, beeping its head. I don't know for how long, but I just woke up. I'm having dreams of beeping in my dreams here, and I wake up and I'm hearing this. It's like the same damn thing all over again with my. So there we go again. If that wasn't bad enough, I want to go back to bed and sleep. Damn it!